Jason and Lucia having professionally combat-trained career backgrounds behind their criminal activities will make for a great story, but let's roll the intro and stay tuned and listen to this story concept video carefully, and you may find this very interesting. What's up YouTube Revolution, ZombfectedGaming 349 at your fingertips. So today I want to talk about Grand Theft Auto 6, but I don't talk about this game a lot because I don't want to be like those others out there who clickbait the game day after day. But let's talk about the main characters, Jason and Lucia. We know they are going to be a couple inspired by Bonnie and Clyde, and I actually made a video about them last year when the leaks happened, and I talked about how I don't want them to hook up right away like at the beginning of the story. Consider checking out this video after you're done watching this one. And I promise you, I like to make these videos unique and put more effort into talking about these Grand Theft Auto 6 videos rather than the guys who talk about it every day to make some quick bucks. But anyways, recently I heard a bit of a rumor, take this with a grain of salt though, that Jason could be a former Merryweather soldier who was kicked out because of a war crime. So if this is potentially true, this could be kinda inspired by Grand Theft Auto Vice City stories because main character Victor Vance was in the army and was kicked out. And since Grand Theft Auto 6 will be set in Vice City as the main city, I actually think this could be a great way to set up the story. Jason could possibly want revenge on Merryweather and attack them kinda like how Trevor targets Merryweather and plans heists on their own property. But I want to talk about another reason to why I think Jason being a former Merryweather soldier could be good. It's good because when we play as a Grand Theft Auto criminal and can take down tons of cops and be very combat trained in these situations like successfully pulling off heists, it's more believable when they were former military. No small-time thug in reality can pull off anything like this. They would get shredded by the authorities in no time. So combat-ready former soldiers as these criminals is just more realistic in my eyes. This is why I like characters like Niko Bellic a lot because he was a soldier who fought in the Yugoslav wars before his time in Liberty City. Trevor Phillips is another military-trained character who was in the Canadian Air Force. But let's talk about Jason again. I got a cool idea for Jason if he was a Merryweather soldier and how the game can start out during the prologue. Remember when GTA 5 started 9 years before 2013 with a very intense heist in North Yankton? Well, this time in GTA 6, they can start out in South America or Central America fighting some sort of cartel drug war, and Merryweather is sent in on a special military operation during the night, and they put on night vision goggles modern warfare style, going in door to door breaching and clearing. Later on in the prologue, Jason is framed for some sort of war crime and has to desert his squad and somehow make it back to Vice City. When Jason is back home in Vice City, he is jobless and homeless and has to turn to a life of crime to make money and is wanted for a framed war crime because Merryweather let the authorities know he is a wanted man. But now let's focus on Lucia. Like the rumor of Jason being a Merryweather soldier, we got somewhat of a similar situation, Lucia being an IAA agent. So if Lucia is an IAA agent, maybe she disguises herself as a Latina thug possibly investigating cartels and Spanish gangs and possibly runs into Jason during some sort of crime scene. This can be when they become friends and work together in the story, and maybe somewhere along the way in the middle of the story, they can hook up with each other. This relationship could happen because Lucia, being an IAA agent, is told to get close to Jason and is supposed to investigate him, and Lucia could potentially obey the IAA, or maybe she is sick of the IAA and feels bad for what Jason has gone through and decides to completely betray the authorities and fully falls in love with Jason. Maybe stuff like alternate endings, like how there's bad endings in Grand Theft Auto 5 with betrayal, like how Franklin can betray Michael or Trevor. Lucia could choose to stick to the IAA side and either get Jason arrested or killed, or both get each other killed, or Jason is accidentally forced to kill Lucia with potential dark endings. But also, if Lucia is an IAA agent, this could kinda be inspired by Michelle, also known as Karen from GTA 4, investigating Nico. But yeah, that's pretty much my own story I can somewhat come up with if Jason is a Merryweather soldier and Lucia being an IAA agent. And since the IAA is based on the CIA, it makes perfect sense for Lucia to do something like this if she is an IAA agent. My little story I decided to predict off of this rumor is a bit inspired by Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater a bit as well, because a romantic couple situation happens like this in that game as well. I don't want to explain the Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater story too much since I don't want to drag this video on, and plus maybe you don't want the game spoiled for you. But I'll explain a tad bit. It has to do with the main character Snake and a woman named Eva. She was actually supposed to kill Snake the entire time, but she couldn't and decided to remain an ally to Snake. And that's pretty much what I'm gonna tell you about Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. I'm not gonna really spoil the entire game for you and stuff, because obviously this will drag on for too long. And actually, if you really like those types of games, those military, you know, Splinter Cell type of stealth type games as well, go check out that game. It has a really good story. But that's all. Also, don't forget to check out my other story prediction video I made last year when the leaks happened, and like I said, I don't like to milk these types of videos, so I hoped you guys enjoyed this type of video. But consider subscribing to my channel for more of my awesome diverse gaming content, and ding that bell icon really hard so I can always stay within fast reach of your fingertips when new uploads arrive. ZombfectedGaming 349 over and out.
Should've stayed home with mama. Holy hell! So good I surprised myself. I'm gonna hand Sergio your head.
What the hell are Los Panteros doing here?
I've got it under control.
You glad you had that drink now?
Maybe. Down to the cat. I'm taking a shortcut through the... Get over here! You better prepare yourself. Aha!